Welcome back and thank you for staying with us on Daybreak Extra. So, talking about pageantry, which is what we will be dissecting on the myths and facts about it. So, pageantry often associated with beauty, beauty contests, and glamorous stages, has long been a subject of intrigue and debate. Originating in the early 20th century, pageants like Miss Universe and Miss World have grown into global events that celebrate, of course, beauty, talent, and social awareness. However, along with the popularity comes a mix of myths and facts that often distort, public perception. So we have in the studio, yes, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, the 42nd Miss Nigeria, Chidima Leilani Aaron. She is an entrepreneur, of course, a model, and a transformational speaker. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you.
Likewise. Thank you so much. It's good to be here.
Of course, you look beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
First of all, let's talk about the aftermath, of winning Miss Nigeria. Just give us a feel of what it means after all the hurdles that you went through.
It was really good. It was really beautiful transitioning out of a reign to normal life as a title holder. The funny thing is, most people, have this idea. Again, they have many myths about what it's like to transform from a reign to normal life. They feel like, oh, you're not going to be able to go to the market anymore. Yeah. People are going to ask you all sorts of questions everywhere you go. Now, the question part is true. They know who you are, but not as often as people may think. Also, it's very nice because you have a more relaxed schedule as opposed to your former busy schedule like mine was. Media rounds, go-sees, humanitarian visits more frequently than I would even normally do in my normal life. So yes, it's been really good. And then of course finding what you then want to settle into and keep pushing that and then know when to scale it. And then of course there's a part of like life partner if you want to go that route. And there's also the part of practicing what you've been preaching your entire reign. Yeah. So in your normal life. So it's just beautiful to have all of those things just keep on unfolding and just being able to know that as a pageant queen, you need to know to go with the flow and to also always censor yourself and journal, which is something that has helped me a lot. So yes. And then keep your family close. Yeah. They will really, really help you through your reign and after your reign. So
definitely, that is very important. You just made it clear. I mean, being the 42nd Miss Nigeria, what platform has that given you so far?
Many. It has opened doors for me. I remember being able to go to so many schools, so many secondary schools, so many primary schools and stage schools in Lagos and outside of Lagos, and being able to speak to people whom I would have had to go through a more rigorous process to meet. Now these people want to meet me, do you understand? And I prepare so I can give them my best when I'm there. And also it opens doors for you if you want to go into public service. It opens doors for you more easily because they can see that you're not about self, you're about purpose, you're about helping people. Yeah. So that really helps a lot. And the other day I was just at the National Assembly and it wasn't very hard for me to go in. To be honest, I didn't have an appointment, but I'm Miss Nigeria. And then you go in there and then you hear the process you have to go through, and it's easier because I didn't have all the red tape. But when you go in, there's a due process. Of course, you need to bring in certain notes and letters and everything. But it really opens doors for you, really. And if you use your platform very well, and if you also keep abreast with what's happening in the pageant community and what's happening in your nation and outside your nation, truly, and with the cause which you push during your reign, you remain relevant, even though you're not necessarily on the news every day, which is in some ways a good thing. In some ways a good thing because you're not necessarily there again, like I said, for yourself. So yes, so having that Miss Nigeria affiliation and all the other pageants have also, gone through has really helped me to also be able to knock down doors that I'm not even known at. Places I'm not even known at. I can actually boldly go in there, just like I went for these pageants, which when I came, they didn't know me either, to be able to boldly go through things and to be able to also know how to interact properly socially. Yeah. So I don't necessarily have to lend my voice to every cause, but I would ask for permission to be involved if it's something I feel like I can contribute to. And if they have their house full, that's beautiful. But if they have room for me, I'm happy to, pitch in where I can.
I mean, if there is one thing, models, especially a crown beauty queen, is known for is to be a model for
And socialize.
for the society. So let's talk about the achievement. Would you say that you've actually attained what you set out to when you started pageantry?
That's such a beautiful question, and this is not a cliche. Oh, that's a beautiful question.
I know. Models always do that, right?
They usually do, and it's a way. Honestly, it's a way to buy time.
Yeah.
And gather your thoughts. But it's a beautiful question because yes, I intended for Miss Nigeria to be my final pageant, win or lose, and then I won it. And so what?
Oh, wow.
So that in itself was the beginning of achieving everything
And
I
was
set
that the
out
first
for.
time?
No, it wasn't my first pageant. Funny. It was actually my fourth participation in the pageant, but my fifth time trying out for a pageant.
And then
But
you
it was
won.
my, I think, second crown, third title, first win. So yeah.
Well, there's something that's always caught my attention, and that is the vigorous, what will I say, the trainings that the models get to go through. I mean, it's a whole lot. How were you able to cope with that? And then the other pageants also.
Oh my days. Truly, there is a rigorous process to the final day, the finale show, which is part of the reasons why you see sometimes the models are tense and are so anxious sometimes because there's been so much. You now know what the organization is looking for. You now know also the strength of your contestants, the other contestants, and yourself. You also know where you stand in a way, in the sense of your preparedness. You have a very good idea, but the process is very rigorous, but very beneficial. I would say highly beneficial. It is one of the things that has given me grace and poise, and it has also helped me and other participants throughout the years to develop themselves. Now, one recurring thought that keeps popping up towards the middle and the end of every pageant run is just how much people are happy. Honestly, if they didn't even win, they feel like, oh my God, I've been built. It's so good. The catwalk training is one thing. Okay, to be able to walk in heels as a lady is beautiful, but more than that, to be imparted with such robust information and education throughout your stay in the camps, and to also, be on platforms like this, go through interviews, be ready, because this is in a way similar to a job interview, So even if you don't want to continue in the entertainment light and everything, to go back into normal life will not be so hard. It also make you more empathetic if you allow it, because you see other people who may lose. The truth is only one girl usually wins. So there is a community of people who are having to either be happy for her or immediately going to recall, like, okay, so what do we do, blah, 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 and everything, right? So pageantry really helps me. It really helps people who come on board. And yes, it's pushing me to a meet about pageantry. You don't have to have gone through too many pageants to win a pageant. Your first time can be your charm, really. So yes.
Interesting.
Are there people that have actually won on their first try?
Yes, totally. Yes, totally. Of course, there are so many people who have won on their first try. I'm not even saying that lightly. No, we have Shatu Garko. I didn't necessarily want to even mention names. I just wanted to say, we have in the Miss Nigeria community, we have in the let me see now, Queen of Aso community. We have in several pageants where first timers actually win, and this is not international pageants, but local pageants across the world, where first timers literally win and everything. Recently, we had a girl, even though she's been disqualified because of an age issue. The cutoff age was 18 for the pageant, and she's 16. So she did, get in and everything and what's not. But there's just a lot. But the truth is, there are many examples. Just participants, you can just use your Google. And this is a very good question because people often ask such questions. Just Google it and find people who can mentor you, people who are like you. Yes, there are a lot of girls like that.
All right. One thing I want to understand is you spoke about how vigorous this is, and sometimes it tends to take a toll on you. How are you people able to manage mental health? Considering sometimes there is a lose, you lose some, and then there is that tension of what to expect and all of that. How are you able to manage that?
Oh, that's a good one. So, in the camp, we get prepared, especially in the major national pageants, you get prepared for the possibility of not winning. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
Because it's a real challenge. Honestly, some people literally break down and are not even able to, contain themselves. Yes, so we prepare for it in camp, and you also advise to have that at the back of your mind coming in, that it may not be the way you expected it to be. You may not come out with a crown, okay? But after that, of course, you're allowed to take a break, recall yourself, and take all the time you need to, process it, pace yourself. You don't have to come out immediately. Even as a winner, to be honest, sometimes it's shock. Sometimes some people don't expect to win,
exactly.
And they're like, okay, I just came here to meet girls and to make friends. I'm the only child. I'm just a girl, and then they win, and it's like, oh, do I have to do all this now? So we have people who coach you, have people who mentor you. I actually mentor some people. I've mentored a few people.
Won?
Yes, after I won, yes, I did mentor some people.
Oh, but another thing that is always, I feel it's really putting the pageant out there intense when you go out for this is the questioning, where they get to question you on what is your ambition or what do you want to do when you become the Miss Nigeria and all that. How was that for you, and what were you able to do in that aspect?
Oh, I believe that's part of the reasons I won Miss Nigeria, really, because I had passion and I had purpose, and I had done my due diligence with research on the pageant and its courses, and I was so in tune with it, so in tune. So whenever I spoke about, my purpose or what I was going to be doing, it was from the soul, it was from my heart, it was because I understood it and I believed it. And so of course that's shown true, that came true. So yes, so if you are in line, especially with the purpose or the mission of the pageant you're trying to join, you are most likely to win. And then if they don't have one of those recurring projects that they do as an organization, if you have a strong cause that you are fostering, especially if you've been working on it prior to contesting, you have a solid chance of winning, really.
Interesting. You make it sound easy, but we know it's not. But let's talk about the things that what you people basically do after winning. You mentioned that you need family afterwards, but what do you do in order to stay relevant even after the crown has been taken from you to give to another?
Good. So the first thing you do to stay relevant is to make sure you stay alive and sane. Okay, make sure you stay alive and sane, because the truth is, if you are a title holder of a sought out pageant, a pageant that people want to, people want to meet MBGNs, the Miss Nigerias, the Miss Earths, there's a lot of pageant now that people know of and want to be affiliated with or want to work with, right? You'll be pulled all kinds of way, like I said, right? So one of the things you can honestly do is, first of all, center yourself. Honestly, protect your peace, protect your mental health. Be honest with your organizers. Okay, if you're ready for a show, tell them. If you're not ready for a show, tell them, so that they can give you the resource you need, either to get ready or to buy time. Okay, so it gets very busy as a title holder. It gets very busy. It gets to the point also where, honestly, there are some nights I was literally still putting together costume. There are some days where wardrobe will fail you and you have to. I made my own clothes sometimes. For some events. Yes, I literally bought a sewing machine at the point because I said, no, this is not gonna make me come out looking funny. No. Yeah. So you have to put yourself together. So you have to prepare for the things you need to prepare for, and ask for help where you need help. And then of course that's where your family is going to come through, because sometimes you may not have so much time to do the length of fasting and prayer it takes to sustain a crown. Because sometimes, honestly, the fight is real.
Well, for young people out there that probably may want to, go into pageantry, what would you say to them from your experience, what they should watch out for?
Oh, I'll say watch out for ego. It will crawl upon you if you're not very careful, and it will kick you right out of the pageant, really, even before the final day. If you take yourself too seriously, oh my God, you wouldn't like what you become on finale day, especially. I remember having to give, I didn't even give her. I just learned she was with my shoes, and I had to gracefully let that be, So you have to get to a place where, honestly, you are more of love and light, and peace and you're so tranquil that hardly anything phases you. So if you are out there, I would advise you to work on your heart, work on your inner beauty, while also honestly finding a suitable skincare routine for yourself.
I mean, I saw you, you know, this is very interesting that you said that. And just in a minute, I saw you and the first Miss Nigeria, which happened to be the winner in 1957.
The first,
yes, 1957, right?
True.
What were you guys discussing? I was just curious.
That was the moment she mentioned. I'm like, what was the conversation like?
Oh my
what
gosh.
was it like? 'Cause
What a
I could
synergy.
see, you know, the picture, how
it
they were dressing back then. It's totally different from how the pageants dress these days. So,
so like this.
what was the conversation about, and what was it like?
Oh, the conversation was so beautiful. It was like meeting my great grandma. It was so beautiful, and she was so peaceable and so lovely and so warm, and had a lot of advices for me. And you know, we got to chit chat on the side, like we just like, so how did you think? I'm like, yeah, treating me fine. You know, she was so helpful. And then of course she had a lot to, you know, to say or to pour into me as per what will help me through my time. You know, hence how they treating you, how do you understand? You know. Don't be so wrapped up in defending the crown that you just let them toss you any other way, okay? Because you are still a brand, okay? You're still a brand. You don't want to show up to a place that you are not supposed to be in. First of all, a good platform will teach you how to pick and choose where you'd be and how to, you know, maybe save yourself if you're already in a place where you shouldn't be. And also what to say and what not to say, you know, those style of things. So she did pour in more of those wisdom into me. And just being in her presence and seeing what it would be like down the line was beautiful. To be honest, because we are all going to age, no? She aged so gracefully that sitting beside her, one will think that maybe she was in her 50s or something, or she's so
she
graceful.
still looks young.
She walks.
But
She's
does she
beautiful.
have concerns about the dressings and comparing to how they used to dress?
Oh, no.
Because you know there are misconceptions about all that, showing the tight clothes and what have you. And a lot of parents may not want their kids to actually go for that. So, what do you think about that? Do you think there should be a little bit of tracing back the footsteps to certain ways that the dressings?
Okay, so she loved the way we've been dressing. You know, it's not hard for her to actually do, you know, like it, because in Miss Nigeria we have this decency about us, right? We have this demure, very demure, very mindful way of dressing, you know. But the thing is, she did love, you know, our outfit, and she did actually like what I wore on that very day, which in a way matched what she was wearing.
Yeah,
I have that way. I don't know.
I have
honestly,
the picture is actually there.
A native. I was wearing a native that the print matched in a way what she was wearing. I just thought it was beautiful, you know. So yes, she's okay with that. Then moving forward to how ladies tend to dress these days in pageants and in their everyday life, especially in pageants now. Well, I would say we have the examples of other title holders. We have the examples of other participants to see. So we've had people who have dressed to honor their religion, to honor their I'll say their faith and their culture and everything, and it works for them. So you don't have to. For instance, if there's a bikini contest, which in some pageants we don't have bikini contests. Some pageants still have bikini contests. If you have a bikini session, you can wear a was it burkini now, the full one that even has a hijab. Literally, you can wear that.
I mean, shouldn't that bikini part be taken out?
Well, actually, I'll correct that to swimsuit. So it's a swimsuit section, right? So you can actually choose and pick what you want to wear, except for some pageants where they provide you with swimwear.
Totally removed from me.
Well, for me, to be honest, I don't really. I buy into the idea that you're not in the pool, so you don't really have to wear a swimwear.
Exactly.
I totally buy into that. However, some pageants do that to check, you know, okay, your confidence, your poise and everything, because afterwards they may have you, you know, doing some beach activities, some, you know, swimwear, some modeling and everything, some photo shoots and everything that may involve that. So it just makes sense to get you in tune with it already, if you're already in tune. And most girls are actually okay with it, really. But happy to know that there are some pageants who do not encourage that and do not involve that.
All right. So quickly, talking about you know, pageantry myths and facts. What are the myths that you want to, you know, clarify?
Okay, so the first one is that you have to be skinny to be a pageant title holder. You don't have to be skinny.
Oh, you know, if I go there, they are not going to take me.
There's the bold and beautiful is there too.
Well,
So
what
they
was a
don't
bit different?
Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no, but it's not even just for Miss Bold and Beautiful now. You know, we just concluded Miss Universe Nigeria. We have people
The
who are,
hijabi.
yes, we have both hijabis, we have plus size people, we have people who are, I would say, the standard for healthy.
Yeah.
So they're not chubby, they're not skinny, they're just in between, right? So the truth is, there's hardly any pageant that has a criterion that says you have to weigh 62 kg.
Oh, interesting.
Hardly any pageant that has that in their stipulation. So the truth is, I always advise people to read the fine print. So before you contest for a pageant, just so you're not turned out right the moment you walk in, right as you walk in, read the fine print, know what you're looking for, find a suitable pageant and key into that. We've had people we've had a chubby Miss Universe contestants recently. We currently have title holders worldwide who are
Miss Bold.
exactly
Also,
not even just Miss Bold, because you know it's not just Miss
At
Bold.
least there's no differentiation. Like
True.
they also have where they can actually show themselves. And without feeling
that's
so,
there too.
Yeah.
So if you're now in a certain weight range and you feel more comfortable amongst people of that same weight range, okay, then there's Miss Bold, there's Miss Bold and Beautiful even here in Nigeria, no? So we have all of those things, but if you still want to be amongst certain other people who are not necessarily of your weight, then just read the fine print and find out if that is the criterion. If it's not there, then you are very good to go.
Yeah.
It's not about your weight really, and your height is not about your height either.
Understand that. That is clear now. Now I know I can easily go there and join in. Oh, all right. So basically, that's
hijabi,
all
I'm
you need,
sure.
right? Anymore. All right.
Oh no, that's not all the meat. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Oh my days.
There are so many misconceptions. as
There
well,
are so many
about
misconceptions.
pageant.
Oh, like the big one. Oh, all pageant title holders are wealthy. They are rich. Nope.
Yeah.
No, we are not. Please don't come for us.
Hence the reason why I asked, how the aftermath of it is. I know for that 1 year reign, you get to be Miss Tourism, you're engaged with the government and other aspects in order to help the society. But then afterward, what happened? Hence come, the importance of you holding yourself and staying relevant and doing other things. Yeah. I mean, it has been a pleasure.
Oh my gosh, thank
Having
you.
this discussion
it was
with you.
interesting.
Yes, if not because we are running out of time, I'll definitely continue this for the longest time. But I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, Chidima, for joining us to
Thank you
talk
so
about
much.
your life
For having
hustles.
me. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming.
All right, that was Chidima Lelani Aaron, who is a model, the 42nd Miss Nigeria, a queen there. Basically, thank you so much for staying with us all through these 2 hours of amazingness. Please do stick around. At the top of the hour, Adeni Ajishafa would bring you the sports weekend. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Do have a lovely weekend.
And I'm Fatima Ahmed Musa. Do have a lovely day.